Well, hello everyone. I'm Lori Isgary and a member of the product training team here at General Motors of Canada. Before we get into some of the fantastic features you'll want to be sure to point out to people coming into your showrooms, let's first celebrate one of Cruze's exceptional accomplishments from its first year in the North American auto market. For the first time in 5 years, an American car is the best-selling compact car in the United States. The Chevrolet Cruze recorded segment-topping sales and achieved its second consecutive appearance on the top 10 across all U.S. auto segments. Now, just like in the U.S., here in Canada, the compact segment is one of the most competitive in the business. The Cruze goes up against some great entries like the Honda Civic, the Ford Focus, the Toyota Corolla, Hyundai Elantra, and the Mazda 3, just to name a few. And not only did Cruze go up against those great compact cars, it exceeded them in more ways than one. The Cruze set the benchmark in the segment by providing mid-size roominess in a compact car and a larger interior than the Corolla, the Civic, and the Focus. It gives segment-leading safety features, which I'll expand on throughout the walk-around today. The quietest interior in its class with over 30 different acoustic treatments, and its hybrid-like fuel economy numbers. So those are some pretty impressive benchmarks for a new entry. However, the Cruze is only new here in North America. This vehicle has been tested in every major continent on the planet. That's right, over 6 million of those real-world testing miles are done in over 60 countries worldwide. Now, Cruze has been a #1 seller all over the world, and now, well, it is right here at home too. So why is this such an important thing? Well, we're able to take the best of what every global market has to offer and roll it all into this car. The chassis performance of Europe, the fit and finish of Asia, as well as durability and reliability through extreme weather conditions right here at home in North America. So let me show you some of the great features that make the new Chevrolet Cruze the best choice when folks are looking for safety, security, style, comfort, and great value that's all rolled into one exceptionally, truly global car. Now, one of the features that make this the best choice in the segment is the simple fact that Cruze offers standard, that's right, auto headlamps with wiper activation. You can actually program them to stay on a little longer, up to a few minutes once you've turned off the ignition, so your walk from the car to anywhere is safe, lit up, and nice and bright. And when you stand at the front end and look back over the entire car, it's not hard to see why Cruze is loved by all kinds of different people. The bold, dramatic exterior styling with the two-tiered Chevrolet grille and bow tie logo define it as none other than what it is, a global Chevrolet now known around the world. Adding to the front end is a generous amount of chrome that provides a stylish modern look, and there's a ton of chrome actually built in all around the car as well. These wraparound halogen headlights we talked about earlier are built with an outer composite material called Lexan. Check this out. That's right, that helps prevent breakage in case of flying rocks or debris along the way. Now, the Automotive Journalists Association of Canada named this car Car of the Year last year, and it was up against some other great competitors such as the Cadillac CT-SV and a very popular commuter car, the Volkswagen Jetta TDI. In addition, Cruze was also awarded these ones. Top Safety Pick from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. 5-star safety rating from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. It received Motoring TV's Car of the Year for Best Small Sedan. It also honored Auto123.com Car of the Year. It was Top Pick from CanadianDriver.com, and it made the Kelley Blue Book Top 10. So, man, not bad for the new kid on the block. Now, let's get under the hood to see what makes Cruze the right choice when you're looking for maximum fuel efficiency with just the right amount of power. Cruze comes in 3 distinct flavors: the entry-level sedan, the turbo, and the eco model. Here's how the engine power is distributed for each of them. The standard setup gets the 1.8-liter Ecotec that pumps out a generous 136 horsepower and 128 pound-feet of torque. The turbo, although smaller in displacement at 1.4, comes with 138 horsepower and a substantial 148 pound-feet of torque at a very low 1,850 RPM. The Eco model gets the 1.4 turbo engine as well, and in addition to great power, it gets segment-leading fuel economy with a very lean 4.6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. And guess what? That rating even beats the brand new Honda Civic Eco model that comes in at a very close second, but at 5 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, the Eco model has gone through some significant modifications in order to get those really great fuel economy numbers. Its weight is slightly less than the others. It carries a tire repair kit as opposed to a full-size spare in the back to save weight. And it has various aerodynamic enhancements built in, like a rear spoiler, to gain those types of advantages. There are aerodynamic shutters even up front behind the grille on the Eco model, and what happens there is they open during city driving, and then when out on the highway the shutters close back up again to minimize that wind resistance. Now, you can't see it, but there's even a belly pan covering the entire bottom under the engine bay here to help maximize airflow when in motion so it doesn't cause drag when the wind gets up and underneath there while it's on the highway. And depending on your driving style, you can utilize the standard 6-speed manual transmission or opt up to the 6-speed automatic. Choice is yours. The automatic is standard on LTZ and available throughout the rest of the lineup. Now, because we utilize the turbo engine in 2 different models, I want to talk about it for a second. The Ecotec 1.4-liter turbocharged engine's power boosting advantage comes from forcing greater airflow into the engine. Its pressurized charge packs more air into the cylinders, allowing them to process the air and fuel of a larger engine for certain driving situations. Because of the turbocharger's on-demand performance, it's like having 2 engines in the same vehicle, one for power and one for fuel economy. The turbo truly is the best of both worlds. The proper sizing of the turbocharger additionally gives us the ability to make the engine appear small for fuel economy, yet it delivers the torque of a much larger engine when needed for performance. VVT is part of Cruze's Ecotec's engine story as well, and variable valve timing enhances efficiency by helping the engine to breathe better. VVT is pretty standard when it comes to most small car offerings in the marketplace these days. However, what isn't standard is GM's oil life monitoring system. Now, GM's system allows its drivers to potentially conserve 38 million liters of oil annually. So how's that for being part of a global eco-friendly movement? The system senses when the oil is nearing the end of its useful life, and then it notifies the driver with a change oil message on the dash through the Driver Information Center, and that helps protect the engine from premature wear. You can monitor all of the ongoing percentages of oil life through that DIC on the inside. Now, the monitoring system customizes the oil change schedule based on your engine and transmission combination, as well as your unique driving habits, as opposed to a one-size-fits-all approach every few thousand kilometers. That saves you time, it saves you money, and it saves some of the Earth's resources from being wasted. Now, an additional advantage to share at this point in your walk-around is the warranty coverage. We back up what we build longer than any other brand. In addition to the 3-year, 60,000 kilometer new vehicle warranty, Cruze's Powertrain warranty runs for a full 5 years or 160,000 kilometers, whereas most competitors stop at the 100,000 mark. Not only that, we'll cover courtesy transportation and roadside assistance for the entire time period as well. Now, there really is so much standard equipment built right into every Cruze. I mean, you get standard StabiliTrak to help the driver keep the vehicle on their intended path despite any oversteer or understeer situations. You get standard ABS brakes to maximize stopping power, standard traction control to help with winter or slick driving conditions by reducing the power in the wheel that's spinning. And remember, Cruze was tested in all weather conditions all around the world, so it's ready and it comes already equipped for just about anything any driver would ever encounter. And we haven't even discussed standard OnStar. That's right, OnStar's Directions and Connections plan is now standard equipment for the first 6 months of ownership on all Cruze models. One simple push of the blue OnStar button gives you access to a live advisor who's trained, ready, and willing to help you in the event you or someone else needs it. And that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, we are extremely excited to add this feature to the long list of standard equipment the competition simply can't match. So, want to get your directions to the next business meeting? No problem. Push the blue OnStar button. Need help finding your car in a busy parking lot? Call OnStar from your cell phone and they'll send a remote signal to your vehicle, sounding the horn, flashing the lights until you find it. And maybe you've witnessed an accident and want to call help for someone else. Well, you can push that blue button and they'll send emergency services on someone else's behalf. Or, lastly, if you ever need it for yourself, here's a comprehensive list of all the services GM's OnStar is going to provide you free of charge. Automatic crash response. That's built into your vehicle and monitored 24/7 by a specially trained advisor. And it's going to allow OnStar to send help to your exact location even when you can't ask for it. Access to emergency services, including Crisis Assist. You'll also have on-demand remote vehicle diagnostics, which will give you a monthly diagnostic report email. And that's right, every month your Cruze will send you an email detailing the status of many of its components. And that's the engine, the electrical system, the safety systems, just to name a few. It's also going to advise you when regular scheduled maintenance should occur as a friendly reminder, just in case you get busy and forget. Now, hands-free calling is something else you'll get as backup or in addition to your own personal cell phone. And there's turn-by-turn navigation. It is so cool. You get the benefits of a navigation system without the extra cost of installing one. You get directions to wherever it is you need to go downloaded right to your vehicle by an OnStar advisor, and then the turn-by-turn directions will show up right in the dash, right by your speedometer, making it real easy to see. Now, I could go on and on about all the great features up here on the Cruze, but you know what? There is so much more to talk about, so let's go check things out from the side. We have the Cruze LT with us today, and it comes standard with 16-inch wheels. 17s are standard on the LTZ, and then when you move up to the RS package, there is a host of cool performance features, including 18-inch double 5-spoke alloy wheels with black sidewall tires to match. Now, additionally, the RS version is equipped with ground effects styled side skirts and fascias, a rear deck lid spoiler, 4-wheel disc ABS brakes, fog lamps, a lowered sport chassis, and an up-level instrument panel cluster for the inside. In addition to good looks, safety is one of the most important considerations when people are in the market for a new vehicle these days, and it is in this area that Cruze goes above and beyond the standard. In addition to the OnStar, StabiliTrak, and traction control we spoke about earlier that every Cruze comes equipped with, they also get 10, that's right, 10 airbags. Now, you're probably already familiar with the typical 6 found on most vehicles today. You get 2 up front, 2 more in the sides of the front seat, and then you get the 2 head curtain airbags for the people in the back as well. Well, we've gone so much further in order to protect every occupant from injury from all sides. There are 2 additional airbags built in the sides of the rear seats, so your rear seat packages are going to get that thorax protection, but you also get 2 more airbags up front to protect your knees from jamming into the dash panel in case of collision. So if there is a collision, there's going to be pillow-like cushions released throughout the entire interior of the car to protect everyone from all different angles. So remember all those safety awards we talked about earlier? Now you know why Cruze did so well. Before we get into the trunk itself, I wanted to point out a few other things while we're here. I mean, I really love that they brought back these 4-circle Chevy lights that became well known in our Corvette and of course the older Impalas throughout GM's history. Now every Cruze gets that heritage design cue as well, noticeable at night when the taillights are on. Now here's something else you may not be aware of. Every single Cruze, except for the Eco model, can actually tow up to 1,000 pounds. That's equal to a small trailer, which means you can tow a small camper to your campsite, put a dirt bike on a small flatbed, or cart around your seasonal things to and from your cabin every year. Now the fact of the matter is, there's a little bit of utility built right into every single Cruze. And here's a neat available feature. Ultrasonic rear parking assist will alert you with an audible warning sound if objects or people become too close when you're backing up. That option becomes standard on the LTZ. Every Cruze comes with a standard trunk release right here on the key fob. And it makes getting into the trunk real handy if you've got your arms full of shopping bags, or you can release the trunk manually by pressing the switch that's located right here near the license plate. So as you can see, well, we filled it full of stuff. And to put the trunk space into perspective, I want to add a visual picture to the measurement for you. 15 cubic feet is enormous when you're talking small car trunk volume. Here's the deal. The Malibu, which is a larger car in wheelbase by about 7 inches, has the same size trunk as this. So Cruze's 15 cubic feet beats out the trunk space of larger vehicles in the next size segment, as well as the competitors in the small car segment, and not by a little, by over 3 cubic feet in most cases. That means there's going to be more room for stuff, like an additional set of suitcases or even another set of golf clubs for your buddy to come along. And when you do fold down either side of the rear seat, you can see all the way through to the front seats, which means that there's lots of room for carrying longer items as well. Now Cruze can be a people mover or is versatile enough to convert into a cargo mover as well if need be. The total cargo volume in there is almost 110 cubic feet of space. And filling it is easy because, as you can see, there's a generous trunk opening as well. So you can have the ability to move larger things in and out without any issue at all. I mean, all too often a small car's trunk access is tiny. It's extremely limited due to a number of factors, including structure, suspension as well. Cruze's engineers made it so that the rear suspension takes up less space, and that quite simply turns into giving you more room so you can actually utilize all that space. With all that said, let's head to the driver's seat. Check out this interior. It's stylish, it's got well-bolstered cloth seating that's going to make cruising comfortable for any sized occupant. And if you opt for the leather interior, which is standard on LTZ models, you'll get heated seats as well. Next, I'd like to talk about some of the cool entertainment features that Cruze has to offer. You'll get a more than ample standard sound system complete with a CD, MP3 playback, an auxiliary input jack, a 4-channel amplifier, and 6 speakers. And for those of you who really want to kick it up a notch, you're going to be more than happy with the available Pioneer premium sound system with no less than a 250-watt amp and 9 speakers. And once again, that becomes standard equipment on the LTZ. The available USB port is located in the center console, and it is a great way to hook up and charge your iPod. The control of your iPod happens direct through the radio system, so you don't have to fumble around with your device while you're driving. Or if you've got a memory stick or a flash drive that you prefer to use, no worries, just plug that in the same spot. You can still access your music library through the stereo because everything becomes integrated just like it would through an iPod. You do your searches through there, and the artist and the song information is displayed too. Bluetooth is standard on all but the base model LS, as is XM satellite radio, where you'll get commercial-free digital music coast to coast, over 130 channels worth of fantastic music, all selected by genre. You've got news, sports, and a variety of entertainment channels as well. And for the ultimate in-car technology, there's an available audio system with navigation that will add a 7-inch screen with voice recognition to that premium sound system. That, along with the 40-gig hard drive of media storage, will give any driver an engaging, entertaining, fun, and interactive Cruze experience. Now let's get back to the interior design for a minute. Whether equipped with standard cloth or the up-level leather seating, the Corvette-inspired dual cockpit interior engages not just the driver, but the passenger too. There are handy storage bins to keep things out of the way and in its proper place. You've got a huge glove box here. Bottle holders are built into every single one of the doors, and you've got little kinds of storage spaces all over the place that will hold just about anything. Now, with an adjustable 6-way passenger seat, there's going to be no shortage of folks wanting to ride shotgun, and they're going to be comfortable as well. Now, you may even have some who prefer to sit in the back seat, and with segment-leading interior room, you may wind up filling up the back seat as well. Let's check it out. Did you hear that? That's what you call a solid door. It's the same back here. Have a listen. This car was designed, engineered, and manufactured on 3 separate continents to guarantee that each and every owner was going to have the best of the best that any small car could offer in terms of engineering excellence. Now, just because Cruze is small doesn't mean that it has to ride or sound small. Now, the interior room isn't typical of a small car in the backseat either. Check it out. With more interior room than the competitors from Mazda, Toyota, Honda, Cruze owners can easily invite a few full-sized adults to come along for the ride. And when you're not utilizing the back seat for people, well, you can flip down the standard 60-40 split seat to accommodate your stuff. Now, one easy maneuver with that lever, and you can fold either side down, or both, to house things like hockey sticks, home improvement materials, or really anything. And you can just as easily fold those seats back up again. Now, if you want the maximum amount of cargo space, all you have to do is fold down both sides. And then with the magic of a studio and a change of scenes in a few moments, I'm going to show you just how much room that looks like when we move to the back end, which is now. So, see you there. First things first, if you can, take the Cruze out on a drive at night. The instrument panel and the front dash all get lit up with this really beautiful blue LED backlighting, which enhances the driving experience even more, quite simply because it looks awesome. Let's start with a few functional features so when you get behind the wheel, you'll know where to find and utilize everything you need. If you're sitting in a 2LT, let people know they can now get an available keyless entry with passive entry push-button start. This feature is standard on the LTZ, and it adds a whole new level of cool to the driver's position. Nothing like starting your car with a simple push of a button. One of the first things you or anyone else sitting in here will notice is that despite all of the buttons, everything is intuitive and really easy to use. Before you set out on your demo drive, the most important thing is for you to become comfortable so you feel secure and confident behind the wheel. The heated power adjustable side view mirrors, well, they're really easy to adjust from here, and the 6-way power adjustable driver's seat, well, it allows for short, tall, and everything in between size people to get into the position they feel most comfortable in before they put the car in drive. Even this center console here is adjustable. It doubles as a storage area as well, and as a reminder, that is also where you're going to find the USB port for your iPod and your memory stick. It's going to be in there as well. Now let's talk about the wealth of information that's available at your fingertips right through the integrated driver information center. You're going to see a variety of choices there. Some will be information messages, some will be programmable features. Here's where you can program those auto headlamps that we spoke about earlier so that you can keep your headlights on a little bit longer to illuminate that walk to your front door at night. And you can access Bluetooth right here, and you can pair up to 5 cell phones to this vehicle if you like. Your oil life information is in there, fuel economy, tire pressure, and a variety of other things. You just simply push that menu button to scroll through the choices, and then you press again to select the ones that you would like to explore further. If you get lost in the details somewhere, don't worry about it. There's always a back button. The Driver Information Center is going to alert you with all types of messages, like if you've left a door open, maybe not tightened your fuel cap properly, or if there's a possibility of ice on the roads. And you can choose to get remote vehicle start, which works up to 200 feet away via your key fob to ensure a warm, toasty interior on a cold winter's night. Try to remember to leave your HVAC settings where you'd want them to be at the right temperature for when you get back in. If it's summer, keep the AC fan on, or in the winter, keep the heat going. That way, not only will the engine be warmed up via the remote start, the interior temperature is going to be back to where you left it. And if you've got an LTZ with automatic climate control, no adjustments are necessary, as the car will automatically know when to warm or cool the vehicle based on the conditions you left it. It can even turn on the heated seats for you on a cold winter's day. Now, all of your OnStar controls are really accessible from here as well. The best thing you can do if you're unfamiliar with what the OnStar system has to offer is do what we call an OnStar demo. Before you finish your test drive, push that blue OnStar button. At the prompt, all you have to do is say demo, and you know what? The system's going to show you some of what it can do. I mean, I still remember the first time I did that, nothing short of a wow factor when a voice told me where my vehicle was located, what kind of vehicle I was driving, and then after directing me to lock my doors, poof, they remotely unlocked the doors by sending a signal through the vehicle's built-in cellular phone receiver. So to those folks who have never experienced OnStar for themselves, it can be a huge wow factor, so don't forget to try it out. Now, I could sit here and talk a whole lot more, but I think it's time you get out and test the Cruze for yourself to see what all the fuss is about and to experience firsthand some of the reasons we're so proud of it. In the words of one of our new Cruze owners, "I just fell in love with the Cruze the first time I saw it," she said. "There was nothing wrong with my Corolla, and I wasn't even looking for a new car, but something about the Cruze just stuck with me. I finally had to go for a test drive just to get it out of my system, and all it took was a short test drive, and I fell in love with it." So go ahead and take one out yourself. You just might fall in love with it too. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you next time.